Okay, right now we're standing in front of the Social Science Research Building at the University of Chicago. This is a building that was built or dedicated in 1929, just on the kind of eve of the Great Depression. You'll notice that it's one of the few buildings on our campus that does not bear the name of a family or an individual. It's simply called the Social Science Research Building. Although, in fact, the story is a little more complicated because the funds to construct this building were given to the university by the Laura Spelman Rockefeller Memorial, which was a philanthropic charity established by the Rockefeller family. And so, in a way, one could argue that the extraordinary patronage that the Rockefellers provided to the University of Chicago came in many ways under kind of many packages, under many designations. This building was a result of the investment and support of the Spelman Memorial in the creation of what at the time was to be understood as the invention of modern social science. That is, this building was quite unique, and I would say even revolutionary, and the idea was that you could bring together in one building a number of key faculty from a number of different departments, but departments whose research activities and research methodologies would complement and mutually enrich each other. So this becomes the home of the Department of Economics, the home of the Department of Political Science, the home of the Department of Sociology. These are these departments that in the 1920s and 30s come to be associated with the so-called Chicago schools, the Chicago School of Sociology, Chicago School of Economics. And the conception of a kind of using space and time to encourage interdisciplinarity, practical and practiced interdisciplinarity was really quite unusual at the time. And I have to think that in some ways this building, it's owing to this building and to the foresight of the people who constructed it that the schools, with their enormous impact on modern American and modern European and eventually modern world social science, were able to have the impact that they had. Today it's the home of the Department of History, my own department, one of my very favorite departments at the university. It's also the home of the Department of Sociology, and it houses a number of other colleagues in various social science disciplines. It's also the home of, or the place where there's an auditorium called Social Science 122, where as a student you may have had many lectures there. It's one of our more venerable and I would say quite delightfully appealing and attractive lecture halls at the university. Finally, this social science building is located on the central quadrangles, and in a sense it completes the kind of facade of the university facing north, facing south toward the Midway. And if you look at the pictures of the great universities that the founding fathers and founding mothers of the university esteemed, the University of Berlin, the University of Vienna, they're all situated on these great boulevards, the Ringstrasse, Unter den Linden, and so forth. And one of the ideas that the folks who founded or designed this quadrangle was that they wanted to have that kind of representational, I wouldn't say monumentalism, but representational historicism facing the Midway to signal to anyone who came by as you kind of drive up the Midway, walk along the Midway. This is indeed a great university, a world university, by virtue of the kind of speaking quality of the architecture. This is an architecture that speaks out and says, this is a place that is to be reckoned with. This is a place of enormous ambition. This is a place that's going to cross boundaries, create the Chicago School of this, that, and the other thing. It's going to create a tradition of research and liberal education that was at the time quite revolutionary and still remains, I would say, unparalleled in the world of American higher education.